Welcome. I am Dr. Mark Verkler, and it's so exciting to share with you where we're at today because it's got to be probably one of the best times in history to be alive because we can do something that's never been offered to us before. We have the internet that goes worldwide to 200 nations, and we can put out a blog, we can put out a prayer, we can put out a video, and we can have people in over 100 nations watch it, 200 nations if necessary. And that's never been available before today. And so it's easier than ever to share revelation knowledge, to share prophecies, to share dream interpretation, to share two-way journaling, and to teach people, hey, you can do this. It's really easy. You quiet yourself down, picture Jesus there with you, ask him a question, recognize his voice as flowing thoughts, and then you journal it out. And so many people have never actually heard that before, and they don't know that they can do that. And so the Lord has asked us at Communion with God Ministries, and me specifically, to model this in every single blog that I put out. And so I'm putting out about 5 blogs a week. Well, there's 7 that go out a week from our ministry every morning, and you can be signed up for them by going to our website, Communion with God Ministries, cwgministries.org. And on the right side, you can hit the subscribe button and you can subscribe to several things. A couple of things I would definitely recommend is our morning blogs. 7 o'clock every morning, Eastern Standard Time. Any blogs that Charity and I or others have written during the last 24 hours are put together in a list and they're presented to you. And they come in on your laptop or on your iPhone or whatever. And the Lord has talked to me about fresh manna every single day because I know when I wake up in the morning, I can say, "Good morning, Lord. I love you. What do you want to say to me?" And He always says back, "I love you too, Mark." And I'm still in control. Be at peace. I am here. I've got a path for you today to walk on. And we get into a dialogue. It's so refreshing because if I don't do that, and instead I go to the news, or something else, I get so stressed out and there's so many lies, there's so much fighting, there's so much accusation, so much hurt, so much pain all over that I just walk with a heaviness and a cloud all day. And so I need to do that. And you say, well, you need to hear God tell you every morning that He loves you. Yeah. I tell my wife, Patty, every morning when I first see her, I give her a big hug and say, I love you. And she gives me a hug back and says she loves me. And it doesn't become old because we actually both mean it and we both give meaningful hugs. And it's just nice to be loved by somebody on a daily basis, especially if that somebody happens to be the wonderful counselor and the lover of our souls. So yeah, this whole idea of getting manna every morning is great, and you can help us get this manna out to people. Um, I I send our blogs out to 10 different platforms. And the number of followers who are signed up for all of those platforms together is about 125,000 people, which is unbelievable. And they're in more than 100 nations. And then I have a lot of people tell me, hey, I'm teaching your courses and I'm reblogging your blogs, I'm posting links to them. So, what would happen if we could get you to forward these blogs, which are fresh daily manna, out to 10 people, maybe a social network or Facebook that you've got or whatever it is, just some friends, and just say, hey, here's a fun blog, and send the link out. I actually do send my wife Patty links every morning because when I'm out posting on different blogs, one of them is X, and I always find a couple interesting links there, and so I send them over to Patty, and so she gets a chance to read them. I send her links that I think will inspire her and bless her and lift her up because who doesn't need to be inspired, blessed, and lifted up? And she loves them and she thanks me for them. And so we do that. And you can do that. And if everybody did that with 10 people, we'd be sending fresh manna out to 1 million people every single day. That's unheard of in history. And you can be part of that because it spreads revival. Because whenever I hear God's voice, whenever you hear God's voice, you're revived again on the inside. Revive us, oh Lord, today. And right now, there's such a cloud of heaviness. People need to be revived in the morning. How long does it take? Hey, I can tell Patty I love her and give her a hug in probably less than 20 or 30 seconds. I can get a hug from Jesus in definitely a minute or so. I can do a minute or two of journaling, and it's really great. It's a wonderful beginning to the day. And we can go on for 5 minutes, whatever, but it doesn't have to be an hour. It doesn't even have to be 5 minutes. It can be good morning, Lord. You still there? Anything you want to say? You say, yep, still here. I'm on my throne. Everything's good. We're fine today. But that's called fresh manna, and there's a story in about the Israelites and manna. It's Exodus chapter 16, verse 15, when God was giving them manna, every fresh manna from him every single morning. He said, go out and gather it every morning. Okay. Food from him. And he said, you know what? It won't last for overnight. So don't try to store it up. And of course, they tried to store it up like, I got some manna from God yesterday. It should be good for today too. I don't need to go get fresh manna today. No, it was boiled by the next morning. And I don't think just because I got tanked up on Jesus yesterday or last week or Sunday, I don't think that that's going to be what he wants me to do this morning or what he wants you to do. He took walks in the garden in the cool of the day with Adam and Eve. That was the plan, still the plan. And we still desperately need it. And I still desperately need my wife to tell me she still loves me and that I still love her. So, yeah, those are simple things, but it's the center of Christianity. God so loved the world, sent his only begotten Son. He restored fellowship so we can have fellowship not once a week, not once every 3 days, but every morning. Okay. So here in Exodus 16, verse 15 through 21, the story is the manna which the Lord has given you today, let no one leave any till the morning. So they gathered it every morning. So the Lord has said, Mark, make sure that your blogs are giving fresh manna, words from me every morning. Put some of your own journaling in there. Put a journaling question so that they can ask me a question, the readers, um, and they can let me speak directly to them and remind them of the four keys because there's not a whole lot of people reminding people stillness, vision, flow, and journaling. So yeah, we'll put that in a sentence to remind everybody who's reading, hey, this hearing God's voice is simple. Here's a journaling question. Here's a little bit of my journaling. Here's some thoughts from scripture. And we try to put that in every single daily blog or manna that goes out to you. So you're getting something very unique. I'm not sure I'm aware of anybody else who's posting some journaling daily, giving a journaling question out, reminding people what the four keys are, letting them journal. So it is very unique and it does spark revival, as anyone who's heard God's voice knows it sparks revival. So I'm inviting you and asking you to get signed up for our blogs on Communion with God Ministries website, cwgministries.org. On the right side, it says subscribe, and there's two things you should subscribe to, I think. The morning consortium of all the emails that were gathered in the last 24 hours, so you can just see them all listed very quickly. And click on any one that interests you, and it'll take you straight to the website. And then the second thing is our monthly newsletter, because we're going to give you a free video course to watch every month, and we're going to be a chance to register for that. And we do have thousands of people in over 100 nations who register every month for these free video series on spirit anointed living and then share them with their friends. So both of those are extremely valuable. And you say, well, Mark, could I go to some of your other 10 platforms, like X and Instagram and other places and Facebook? You can, but you're not going to get the full shot because a lot of times, well, almost every time, they strip the formatting out so it doesn't look very decent. They also strip all the hyperlinks out. So if I've given you a hyperlink, like, wow, that really interests me, let me go check it out in more depth, that's all gone. That's been stripped out. If the blog is too long, they're going to shorten and just cut part of the blog right out. And so, and if I put a video in that's longer than this long, they're gonna not post the video. So any of those other 10 websites are not for you. Okay. You're gonna get the best by being signed up to get our daily blogs every morning from our website. That way you get the full shot, you get all the links, you get great formatting, you get all the videos. It's the best of the best of the best. So I want to encourage you to do that. I want to encourage you to help us spread worldwide revival by sharing these links with friends of yours. Okay. And then also to become a financial partner because we put a lot of hours and time into this. We do need to be reimbursed and run somehow. We would love to have you sign up as a regular monthly partner for whatever amount God tells you to do. And just give us a financial foundation so we can continue to do this for the rest of our lives. I've been doing it for 40 years. I surely want to do it for the rest of my life. And you can help make sure that that happens. Now, there's a second thing that I had a lady email me this last week, and she said, you know, Mark, I love passing out your wallet-sized cards. And we got about 5 of them or so. And she said, you should make one for Christian Leadership University because I'd like to pass that out too. So we are going to go ahead and make one for Christian Leadership University. It'll be available probably in 6 or 8 weeks, I suppose. But here on the bottom of this blog, you can see the ones that we currently have. We have, and you can get 25 of these free anytime you're placing an order for product with Christian Communion with God Ministries, and you live in the U.S. You can get 25 of any or all of these for free. But you can also buy bundles of 100 at a crack, and I think they're like what, $5 or so. So we give them to you at cost for sure. So we have so in the middle of a conversation, something comes up. You're kind of sure the guy really would like to get saved and know more about it. We have a wallet-sized card on salvation. And we have it takes you to a website on salvation that we have. And it honors the Holy Spirit. And it teaches them, hey, you can hear God's voice, you can interpret dreams, you can get healed. So it gets them saved and gets them into spirit anointed living. We have another wallet-sized card on just the 4 keys to hearing God's voice to remind people what they are. And then on the back side of that, probably 8 weeks from now, we will have Christian Leadership University showing up there. Okay. We have another wallet-sized card, Prayers That Heal the Heart. Every single person has heart wounds and they need these 7 prayers that the Lord has taught us. I've been through all 7 of them many times. It's daily healing where God says, hey, let me show you this perspective. My perspective is a whole lot better than yours. And let's get some demons out, so you're not under harassment from them. So those wonderful 7 prayers, there's a link over to more extensive teaching on each one of these, wallet cards. Another wallet card is on how to interpret dreams. Everybody dreams for 90 minutes a night, and they know that there's a message in those dreams, and they would love to know how to interpret them easily. We can teach them to you. And that card will introduce you to that teaching. And then our final one here for today is a 7-step healing model. Everybody needs healing. Your body's constantly healing and restoring. If it gets kind of behind, then you get an ache and a pain. So you have to do an extra cleanse or some extra nutrition to help get it back on track again. So you got somebody hurting, say, hey, you can say, hey, here's a card with 7 different things you can do to help promote healing. You just hand it to them. So it's a friend handing a friend a card that meets a need that they're expressing while you're in conversation with them. So those are available. We'd love to have you pass those out. These are ways that we, as a church, all of us together, can team up and spread spirit-anointed revival. And right now, the churches are fuller than they've been for a long time, especially the young people. They're coming saying, I want a purpose. Well, I'll tell you, the place you get your purpose is with a rhema word from Jesus, where he speaks to you like he did to Abraham and like he did to David and to Solomon. And Jesus said, hey, I don't only do what I hear my Father saying. So they're living in a divine destiny and purpose all the time because they're hearing the voice of God. So the world is hungry for this. Young people are hungry for this. Well, let's make it available and you can help. So I'm inviting you to help me spread revival. God bless you. This is Mark Berkler signing off.